I've droned on and on about how unskilled directors and editors deliberately break the 180-degree rule to make their fights seem faster than they really are, which led one of you to ask a very logical question: how do we break it in a way that feels natural? That's what this video is going to be about. If you want the quick answer without any explanation as to why, insert a neutral shot. There's your answer. Now, if you want to become really advanced at that so that you can make your 180-degree rule breaks feel like they never even happened, stick around. Here are 3 ways to break the 180-degree rule that will feel natural and make your fights way better. For the sake of this video, we're going to think about breaking the 180-degree rule as anytime the fighters switch sides. So Jackie's on the right, now he's on the left. 180 rule broken. Feels unnatural, jumpy, and even a little bit confusing for a second. But, and this is the foundation for the whole thing, it doesn't feel unnatural, jumpy, or confusing if the actors switch sides by moving during one long take like this. And everything feels great if the actor stands still and the camera moves. We can even do both at once. It's easy to follow, even in a close-up. That's because there's no gap that our brains have to fill in. We simply watch the actors move from one side of the screen to the other. I know this seems basic, but stick with me. If we just cut from here to here and ask the audience to bridge that gap on their own, it's too big. They're gonna kind of fail, and it'll take them some time to realize what's going on. And if a gap is too wide for a bridge to cover, what do when we build the bridge? We build a pillar halfway between the beginning and the end. And that's what your neutral shot is. It's the pillar that is necessary for bridging a gap that's too big. Wheels on Meals consistently breaks the 180-degree rule more times than you could ever imagine a great fight scene doing. Here the film uses the actors moving to break the 180-degree rule, then it immediately employs the neutral shot method to get from Jackie being on the left to Jackie being on the right. Left, neutral, right. Now here's an advanced bit of nuance. Things will always be easiest to follow if the camera is at the same distance in all of those shots. You can even use 2 neutral shots, one after the other, like here. Neutral shots are this weird tool that overpower the 180-degree rule. They're like the Metal Blade versus Woodman. We're flipping around 180 degrees between these 2 neutral shots, but it remains crystal clear because they're basically POV shots. We instinctively understand shots from the point of view of the characters because it's literally how we spend our lives seeing the world. This means that you can get creative by stacking neutral shots. Jackie's on the right, neutral shot showing the painful landing, neutral medium close-up showing Jackie's expression of pain, then Jackie on the left, straight into both the camera and the actors moving. Then this weird feeling cut, it's one of the few unnatural feeling cuts in the fight scene. The problem is that we see Jackie in this shot, so it's not a neutral shot. Then we go to Jackie on the left. The camera is pointing down, so they are switching to a POV shot. But there are 3 small problems. Problem 1 is that we cut from here to Jackie's head already facing away from us, but we're expecting eye contact. Second, Benny the Jet Urquidez is already mid-punch. Third, POV shots aren't quite as instinctive when there are more than 2 people involved. This is a third character jumping in and out of the fight scene, so it feels jumpy to go in and out of their point of view. Make sense? Jackie goes from the right to the left, and instantaneously we have to figure out which side Jackie's on without seeing his face, what Benny is doing because he's already mid-punch, and whose POV we're in. Each one of those adds up to create too big a gap without a pillar. Now, I could move on to the next 2 methods of naturally breaking the 180-degree rule, or, hear me out now, I could put this video out now so you don't have to wait any longer to see it, then release the other 2 methods in a couple of days, and put a link up right here. Here's something extra though, it'll get a copyright claim for sure, which might mean something stupid like no one in certain countries can view it, or it can't be played on mobile devices, but regardless, I'm going to upload the entire Wheels on Meals fight scene between Jackie Chan and Benny the Jet Urquidez right here. It's gonna have all of my color changes showing the 180-degree rule breaks and neutral shots. This way you can study the full fight scene yourself.